Hi guys. Chapter 1 is here. Today I want to talk about a movie named New World. Spoilers ahead. And check out my channel for more movie like this. Gold Moon is the largest criminal organization in South Korea, disguised as a legitimate business company. It's run by Chairman Sok, a powerful figure who managed to bring several crime groups together under Gold Moon's name. Recently, he avoided getting convicted on multiple charges, but this made him suspicious that someone inside the group might be working with the police. One of the organization's senior members, Ja Sung, begins looking find the traitor. After capturing and torturing a suspect to extract the truth, he and his crew kill him and dispose of his body in a barrel in the ocean after he refuses to confess. Chairman Sok, meanwhile, is on his way back after seeing his lover. At a junction, his automobile is abruptly struck by a truck. He is taken to the hospital by paramedics who arrive on the scene quickly. News of the incident spreads quickly, and soon the whole organization gathers at the hospital. At the hospital, Ja Sung meets Jong-gu, one of the top 3 leaders under Sok. Later, Ja Sung heads to the airport to meet another leader, Chung, who's just arrived from Shanghai. Chung is a bit unusual in behavior but sees Ja Sung as a close friend. They've known each other for years. While on the way to the hospital, Chung gives Ja Sung a watch to celebrate the news of his wife's pregnancy. However, Ja Sung refuses it, making fun of it for being a cheap imitation. Annoyed, Chung takes it out on his assistant, blaming him for saying it looked real. All of the important leaders eventually assemble at the hospital to await Chairman Sok's surgical outcome. Sok's death is declared by the physicians. Everyone is astonished by the news. Jong-gu loses his temper and snaps at the physicians. Sok is given a lavish funeral the next day. Jong-gu becomes enraged when police officers arrive to watch the action. He damages one of their cameras as he confronts them. Senior police officer Chief Kang, who is in charge of the Gold Moon probe, intervenes to defuse the situation. Jong-gu backs off and pays for the damage. At police headquarters, senior officers discuss how the power struggle in Gold Moon will unfold now that Chairman Sok is gone. Gold Moon was made up of 3 major clans, Yebum, Jel, and North Moon. Now, 3 candidates are expected to compete for leadership. The first is Chung, backed by the North Moon clan and connected to foreign crime groups. The second is Jong-gu, who is supported by the powerful Yebum clan and was close to Sok. These 2 are the main contenders. The third candidate is Suki, from the Jel clan, but he's old and not very influential. The police want to interfere in the power transition to weaken the gang from the inside. Ja Sung is later seen playing a board game with a woman. He tells her about a meeting in 2 days where the leadership issue will be discussed. Suddenly, he becomes irritated and leaves to meet someone in an abandoned building. The person he meets is Chief Kang. It turns out Ja Sung is an undercover cop who has been infiltrating Gold Moon for the last 8 years. The woman he was with is actually his police contact. He's risen high in the gang, now ranking just below the top 3 leaders and the late Chairman Sok. Ja Sung is upset with Chief Kang because, following Sok's defeat, he was promised freedom. The mission has been expanded, though, and he now has to assist in controlling the succession. To make matters worse, Kang is being observed without his awareness because he somehow knows that Ja Sung's wife is expecting. Despite feeling duped and trapped, he is forced to comply. The scheduled meeting is held 2 days later. They decide to hold a vote next week to choose the next chairman. As expected, Chung and Jong-gu's camps go head to head. Ja Sung is closer to Chung but doesn't take any official side. While walking to the parking lot with Chung, the latter says he has to return to Shanghai soon and asks Ja Sung to look after his office while he's away. Suddenly, a car speeds toward them, nearly hitting them. It's Jong-gu, clearly trying to intimidate them, before driving off. Chung invites Ja Sung out for a meal to celebrate his wife's pregnancy. Later, Ja Sung meets his handler to share more updates. He asks for details about the mission, worried because his life is at risk. But she refuses to tell him anything, it's against the rules. She reminds him that he just needs to follow orders, which frustrates him. Ja Sung feels like the gangsters trust him more than his fellow cops. Before leaving, he informs her that Chung is flying out of the country the next afternoon. Meanwhile, Jong-gu calls a meeting with another leader, trying to scare him into siding with him. The next day, Ja Sung goes with Chung to the airport. He notices several undercover police watching them, which makes him uneasy. Right after Chung passes through security, a police officer stops him and leads him to a nearby interrogation room, where Chief Kang is waiting. Chief Kang shows him a confidential report on Gold Moon. Chung realizes the report includes insider information, meaning the police still have someone spying inside the gang. To his surprise, Chief Kang suggests they work together to get rid of Jong-gu, so Chung can easily become the next chairman. Kang tells him to think it over during his flight. Before boarding, Chung starts wondering how the police even knew about his travel plans. On the plane, he tells his lawyer to dig into Chief Kang's background and to hire a group of hitmen to wipe out the moles in the organization. Back on the ground, Chief Kang moves quickly. While Jong-gu and his crew are eating breakfast, the police storm the restaurant. As he's being taken away, Jong-gu suspects Chung betrayed him, but Kang gives him a vague answer. Chung quickly takes a plane back to Korea after learning of the arrest and sets up a meeting with Jong-gu. After their conversation devolves into a fight, Jong-gu issues a warning. Chung, meanwhile, disputes giving the police any information. Then, in a deserted stadium, Chung meets Chief Kang in secret. As a token of appreciation, he presents a box of mooncakes. Kang discovers piles of cash concealed within as he unlocks it. With the bribe, Chung aims to gain Kang's assistance in future transactions. However, Kang dismisses it and throws the cash to the floor. Meanwhile, Ja-sung takes his wife to the doctor for a pregnancy checkup. On their way home, she gets a call and speaks privately. It's Chief Kang. He's using her to spy on Ja-sung. She's tired of being part of this operation and wants out. She's now more loyal to her husband, who helped her escape her troubled past. The background check on Chief Kang finally comes back. But Chung's hired Chinese hacker finds even more. He manages to get access to classified files about the entire undercover mission. What Chung reads deeply shocks him. At the same time, the hitmen Chung hired, an infamous Chinese group called the Yanbian Hobos, arrive in Korea. Ja-sung suddenly calls Chung, questioning his unexpected return. Chung acts friendly and asks Ja-sung to meet him at a warehouse, saying he has a surprise. Ja-sung is suspicious but agrees to go. The hitmen make their first move. Using the hacked files, they find Ja-sung's handler and track her down. She fights back, but they manage to capture her alive. Ja-sung arrives at the warehouse with his loyal subordinate, Suk-mu. Chung greets him and tells him to open a barrel, the surprise he mentioned earlier. Carefully, Ja-sung opens it and is horrified to find his handler inside, bloody and stripped to her underwear. Chung explains that the woman Ja-sung often met to play chess with and report to was a police mole. Sweating and panicked, Ja-sung takes the mission file Chung hands him, which contains names and details of those involved. Chung tells him to look at the final page. There's one last surprise. Before Ja-sung can read it, Chung suddenly attacks Suk-mu with a shovel, brutally hitting him. To Ja-sung's shock, Suk-mu, his most trusted ally, is also an undercover cop. Chung had discovered every spy connected to Ja-sung and eliminated them, claiming it was a gift to him. Ja-sung is left confused. Chung clearly got access to the mission files. Yet somehow still doesn't know that Ja-sung himself is the original undercover agent. Chung tells the Yanbian hobos to rough up the handler's body, which forces Ja-sung to grab a gun and shoot her himself to spare her from their cruelty. Jong-gu is led to assume that Chung has betrayed him when Chief Kang pays him a visit in prison and shows him photos of the two of them together. Jong-gu is furious and gives his soldiers orders to attack Chung again. Ja-sung meets with Chief Kang the following day to discuss the matter. Kang discloses that all of their confidential data was exposed due to a hack into their system. The third commander of the group, Suki, unexpectedly shows up just as Ja-sung is about to leave the mission. In order for the police to exert internal control over the group, Kang consents to back Suki's candidacy for chairman. Ja-sung is compelled to remain involved despite assurances of rescue since Kang threatens to reveal his true identity if he withdraws. Jong-gu's men launch an attack on Chung. Even though he's outnumbered, Chung fights back fiercely. Eventually, he gets trapped in an elevator surrounded by Jong-gu's men. He takes them down but suffers serious injuries. The police find him and rush him to the hospital. Jong-gu's men also try to target Ja-sung's wife, but the police are already there to protect her. Unfortunately, the stress causes Ja-sung's wife to lose the baby. Doctors tell Ja-sung that her anxiety affected the pregnancy badly. Ja-sung hears about Chung's condition and visits him at the hospital. Chung is in terrible shape. Before he dies, he asks Ja-sung to pick a side for his own safety, hinting that he knows Ja-sung's undercover identity. He also tells him there's a gift waiting for him in his office safe. The organization holds its second funeral that month, mourning one of the candidates for leadership. With Chung gone and Jong-gu behind bars, Suki's path to chairman looks easy. The file that Chung left in the safe is discovered by Ja Sung when she visits his workplace. Additionally, he finds the watch Chung promised, it's not a fake this time, and comes to the conclusion that Chung was actually his best friend. However, it's too late. Ja Sung is asked to accompany Suki to the board meeting on the day of voting. Rather, they are driven to a distant location where Suki's men are present. Suki planned to breach the police pact and kill Ja Sung. But the plot doesn't work out, and Suki is beaten instead. Ja Sung emerges as the group's most influential member when Chung and Jong-gu leave. Jong-gu is freed by the police on the same day. Ja Sung's guys are waiting for Jong-gu when he gets back to his workplace. They kill him by throwing him off the building. Ja Sung also sends the Yanbian hobos to eliminate the other leaders backing Suki and Chief Kang, who repeatedly broke his promises. Fed up with being a police informant and sacrificing so much, Ja Sung decides to fully embrace his new role as the leader of the Gold Moon crime syndicate. He chooses to live freely on his own terms. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you next time.